I want you to picture something for a moment. It's the middle of the night, the house is perfectly still, and you're lying there, wide awake. You feel the deep weariness in your bones from a long day, but your mind is alert, tracing circles around the day's events, or simply floating in the quiet dark. You glance at the clock, 2:17 a.m. A familiar wave of frustration washes over you. You think to yourself, what am I doing wrong? I avoided caffeine, I kept a routine, I tried the warm milk. Why is this happening now? If that scene feels intimately familiar, I need you to hear this one thing first, and truly let it sink in. It's not you. It's not a failure of willpower or discipline. What you are experiencing is a fundamental, biological shift that comes with the territory of being over 60. It is a change in your body's inner machinery, not a flaw in your character. You see, for decades, your sleep was governed by a tiny, pea-sized gland deep in your brain called the pineal gland. Think of it as your body's master clockmaker. As daylight faded each evening, this remarkable little organ would reliably produce a hormone called melatonin. This melatonin was your internal signal, your gentle nightly notification that told every system in your body, the day is done, it's time to power down and repair. It was a smooth, predictable process you never had to think about. But here's the quiet change that happens for so many of us later in life. That pineal gland can begin to calcify and slow down. It's like the clockmaker's tools have gotten a bit rusty, or the internal gears have developed a little wear. The production of that crucial sleep signal, your melatonin, becomes less robust and can fall out of its perfect rhythm. You're not receiving the clear, strong, nighttime memo you once did. This is why general sleep advice, while well-intentioned, often falls short. You can be doing everything right on the outside, but if the internal chemical signal is dimmed, your body simply isn't getting the message. The good news, the truly hopeful news, is that once you understand what is shifting, you can learn exactly how to support it. This isn't about surrendering to poor sleep as an inevitable part of aging. It's about updating your approach, much like you would care for a cherished garden that has entered a new season. Tonight, we're going to move beyond the frustration of staring at the ceiling. We're going to explore how, with precise and gentle nutritional support, you can help recalibrate that internal clock. We can provide your body with the specific, targeted building blocks it needs to rebuild a strong, reliable sleep signal, guiding you back toward the deep, uninterrupted, and truly restorative rest that leaves you feeling refreshed at sunrise. So, if the melatonin signal is growing fainter, what else is changing that makes sleep so elusive? Let's look under the hood at the other perfectly normal shifts that conspire against a good night's rest after 60. First, the very architecture of your sleep changes. You may still be in bed for 8 hours, but the proportion of deep, slow-wave sleep, the truly restorative kind that repairs tissue and solidifies memory, naturally decreases. Your sleep becomes lighter, more fragile. It's like swapping a thick, soundproof wall for a thinner partition. Noises, discomfort, or even your own thoughts can now easily pierce through and wake you. Next, consider your internal thermostat. To fall asleep, your body needs to drop its core temperature slightly. This natural cooling process is a key signal to your brain that it's safe to shut down. With age, the efficiency of our blood vessels and sweat glands in releasing that heat can diminish. Your body's ability to execute that perfect, sleepy cooldown becomes less reliable, leaving you feeling restless and warm in bed instead of comfortably drowsy. Then there's a factor many don't connect to their pillow: necessary medications. Common prescriptions for blood pressure, cholesterol, or even allergies can, as a side effect, subtly deplete your body's stores of magnesium or certain B vitamins, nutrients that are essential cogs in the sleep machinery. You're not imagining the link. Finally, simple changes like reduced bladder capacity mean more trips to the bathroom, each one a jarring interruption to your already fragile sleep cycle. It feels like a perfect storm, doesn't it? A fragile sleep structure, a faulty temperature gauge, nutritional drains, and unavoidable interruptions. It's enough to make anyone feel defeated. But this detailed understanding is actually your greatest source of hope, because each one of these sleep stealers points directly to a specific physiological need. The solution isn't a louder alarm to force sleep, but precise, gentle support for each of these vulnerable systems. We can nutritionally reinforce what has grown thin, helping your body reclaim its innate ability to rest. Now, you might be thinking, I eat plenty of vegetables, I have a balanced diet, shouldn't that cover it? This is an excellent and very common question. The reality is that even with the healthiest plate of food in front of us, our bodies after 60 face a new challenge: pulling those precious nutrients out of our meals and into our bloodstream where they can work. This process of absorption quietly changes over time. The production of stomach acid and digestive enzymes, which are essential for breaking down food and liberating vitamins and minerals, naturally tends to decrease. It's a gentle, normal part of aging, not an illness. Think of it like watering a cherished garden with a hose that has developed a small, hidden leak. You're still pouring the water in at the source. You're eating your spinach, your almonds, your whole grains, but by the time it travels through the system to reach the roots of your plants, a little less arrives. There's a gap between what you provide and what your body's delicate sleep systems actually receive. Magnesium from that avocado, or vitamin B6 from that chicken, may not be fully extracted and utilized. This is where targeted, thoughtful supplementation comes in. It is not a replacement for a nutritious diet. That foundation is irreplaceable. Instead, it acts as a gentle, direct assist. It's like giving a careful, supplemental watering right at the base of the plant to ensure it gets everything it needs to thrive. We use it to fill that specific absorption gap for the few key nutrients that play an outsized role in sleep chemistry. The goal is to ensure your brain and nerves have the precise building blocks they require to manufacture sleep signals and sustain restful cycles. With this clearer picture of why we sometimes need to bridge that gap, we can now turn our attention to the specific nutrients that matter most. So, which ones are non-negotiable for sleep after 60? Let's begin with the most direct sleep signal of all, and I'll immediately share the one detail about its dosage that most people get wrong. The first of our 3 key nutrients is melatonin. Now, I know you've likely heard of it, and perhaps even tried it with mixed results, but I want to invite you to see it in a completely new light. Don't think of melatonin as a sleeping pill. Instead, understand it for what it truly is, your body's own internal signal for darkness. Picture a tiny, incredibly sensitive sundial or sunset sensor deep in your brain. That's your pineal gland. As daylight fades each evening, this sensor is designed to detect the change and respond by releasing melatonin into your bloodstream. This hormone doesn't force you unconscious. It simply delivers a gentle, biochemical message to every organ and cell, whispering, "The day is ending. It's time to slow down and prepare for rest." It's the conductor tapping the stand to quiet the orchestra. The challenge, as we touched on earlier, is that with passing decades, the lens of that internal sunset sensor can become cloudy. It may start producing less of this vital signal, or release it at the wrong time. The clear, strong nightfall announcement becomes a faint, garbled murmur. Your body is left waiting for an instruction that never clearly arrives, which is why you can feel tired but strangely alert when your head hits the pillow. This is where supplementing melatonin makes logical sense. We are not introducing a foreign chemical. We are simply providing a clear, low-volume reinforcement of your body's own native signal, delivered at the precise moment it should be strongest. It's like offering a gentle, confident whisper to a friend who's hard of hearing in a quiet room, just enough to convey the message without shouting. However, and this is where many people go astray, the volume of that whisper is everything. Getting the dose right is not a minor detail. It is the single most important factor for success. Here is the crucial protocol that makes all the difference. For those of us over 60, more is not better. In fact, a microdose is almost always the most effective path. Your goal is a subtle reinforcement, not an overwhelming command. I recommend starting with just 0.5 milligrams, and certainly no more than 1 milligram, about 30 minutes before you wish to feel drowsy. You may see bottles offering 3, 5, or even 10 milligrams. Please ignore those for sleep. Such high doses can oversaturate your system, leading to that heavy, groggy feeling in the morning and sometimes even more fragmented sleep. We want clarity upon waking, not a drugged haze. To ensure this tiny dose works efficiently, seek out fast-dissolved tablets, liquid drops, or sublingual sprays. These forms enter your bloodstream directly under the tongue, bypassing the digestive system where absorption can be inconsistent. Simply let it dissolve, then begin your quiet pre-bed routine, perhaps reading in dim light or listening to calming music. This isn't about forcing sleep upon you. It is about providing that clear, gentle whisper we spoke of, giving your brain's internal clock a precise reference point it can trust. Think of it as resetting a watch to the correct time. It is perfectly safe for most people when used this way, as it closely mimics your body's own intended process. Start with the lowest dose and be patient over 3 to 5 nights, allowing your rhythm to recalibrate. Now, imagine this signal has been successfully sent. The when has been established. But for true rest, your body must be physically able to surrender to that signal. This is where our second nutrient performs its essential role. While melatonin sets the time on the clock, our next vitamin ensures your nervous system is calm, quiet, and ready to heed the call. Our second essential nutrient addresses the physical side of restlessness. This is magnesium, an unsung mineral that acts as your body's master key for relaxation. While melatonin provides provides the timing signal for sleep. Magnesium handles the crucial physical and mental state required to follow it. Think of magnesium as the natural calming agent for your entire nervous system. It is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body, but for sleep, its most important role is as a gatekeeper. It helps regulate gamma-aminobutyric acid, or GABA, a neurotransmitter that acts like a soothing blanket for your brain, quieting neural chatter and slowing racing thoughts. At the same time, magnesium works at the junction where your nerves meet your muscles. It helps uncouple the electrical nerve impulse from creating sustained muscle tension. Imagine a valve on a pipe that's stuck partly closed, creating pressure and strain. Magnesium helps gently loosen that valve, allowing the muscles in your legs, back, and shoulders to fully release and soften. This is why a subtle magnesium deficiency, which becomes increasingly common as our digestive efficiency wanes, often shows up as those frustrating nighttime twitches, leg cramps, or a general feeling of being physically wired, exhausted but tense. Your mind might be quieted by the melatonin signal, but if your body is humming with low-grade tension, sleep remains just out of reach. Magnesium provides the physiological support that makes truly letting go possible. It transforms the abstract desire for sleep into a tangible, physical state of calm. However, and this is a point you must not overlook, the journey this mineral takes inside you matters immensely. Not all magnesium is created equal, and the form you choose determines whether it reaches these nervous system and muscle targets effectively or causes an entirely different, uncomfortable outcome. Walking down the supplement aisle, you'll see many types of magnesium, oxide, citrate, glycinate, and more. For sleep and relaxation, the choice is clear and non-negotiable. You want magnesium glycinate, sometimes labeled as magnesium bisglycinate. Let me explain why this specific form is so important. It's a perfect example of intelligent nutritional matchmaking. In this compound, the magnesium mineral is bound to an amino acid called glycine. This pairing is not accidental, it's strategic. Glycine itself is a calming agent for the brain, promoting a sense of peace. More importantly, this glycine molecule acts like a dedicated delivery vehicle. It escorts the magnesium directly to your nervous system and muscles the exact places you need it for sleep while being exceptionally gentle on your digestive tract. This is the critical distinction. Other common forms, like magnesium citrate or oxide, are poorly absorbed and tend to pull water into your intestines. This is why they are often used as laxatives and can cause stomach discomfort or urgency, the last thing you want at bedtime. Magnesium glycinate, however, is highly bioavailable. Your body can efficiently absorb and use it for its calming work, not for digestive distress. A dose providing 200 to 300 milligrams of elemental magnesium, taken with your evening meal or about an hour before bed, can profoundly deepen that sensation of physical surrender. Together, melatonin and magnesium glycinate form a perfect partnership. One provides the precise when by resetting your internal clock, while the other expertly manages the how by calming your nervous system and relaxing your muscles. The stage is now set. But once you are peacefully asleep, a new question arises. Is the sleep you're getting truly deep and restorative? Achieving that quality of sleep, the kind that leaves you feeling refreshed, requires support for a different, more fundamental process. Our first two nutrients masterfully set the stage for sleep. But our third and final ally has a different, equally vital mission. It works to protect and enhance the quality of the sleep you get. This is about moving beyond simply falling asleep to ensuring the sleep you enter is profoundly restorative. Let's use vitamin B6 as our prime example of this deeper support. You can think of B6 as the behind-the-scenes foreman in your sleep factory. During the day, it is absolutely essential for your brain to produce serotonin, that feel-good neurotransmitter which is, importantly, the direct chemical precursor to melatonin. It's part of building the raw materials for the evening's signal. But B6's crucial nighttime role is in sleep architecture itself. It helps regulate your sleep cycles, encouraging your brain to spend more time in deep, slow-wave sleep. This is the most physically reparative phase, where tissue repair occurs, energy is restored, and memories are consolidated. As we age, these precious deep sleep periods naturally shorten, which is a key reason you can log hours in bed but still wake up feeling unrefreshed. A subtle B6 deficiency, often unnoticed, can lead to more frequent awakenings and lighter, more fragmented sleep overall. By ensuring adequate B6, you're giving your brain the support it needs to sustain those healing, deep sleep shifts. However, there is a fascinating and counterintuitive twist to using this nutrient effectively. To have it work its best magic on your sleep at night, you must take it during the day. The timing is not a suggestion, it is the key to the entire strategy. This is the detail that transforms vitamin B6 from a simple supplement into a strategic tool for sleep architecture. It is not taken at night. Unlike melatonin and magnesium, which are part of your evening wind down, B6 is a morning nutrient. Take about 25 to 50 milligrams with your breakfast or first meal of the day. The reason for this counterintuitive timing is beautifully logical. B6 is a cofactor and essential helper molecule in the production of serotonin and other neurotransmitters that govern your mood and circadian rhythm. By taking it in the morning, you are providing your brain with the raw materials it needs to build these critical chemicals throughout the entire day. Think of it like a construction foreman delivering all the bricks, lumber, and tools to a worksite first thing in the morning. The crew, your body's own biochemical processes, then has the whole day to quietly, steadily assemble the structure. By evening, the foundation and framework for a sturdy, well-built night of sleep are already in place. Taking B6 at bedtime would be like delivering the construction materials after the workers have gone home. It's too late for them to be of any use. This approach makes B6 a foundational, long-term strategy for sleep quality, not an immediate sedative. It supports your body's natural rhythm from the inside out, helping to lengthen and protect those valuable stretches of deep, restorative sleep. Now you have the complete trio, one for precise timing, one for physical calm, and one for sleep depth and quality. With each player understood, the most important step remains, orchestrating them into a single, seamless, and safe routine you can start tonight. Let's bring everything together into your personal, step-by-step evening protocol. Think of this not as a checklist, but as orchestrating a gentle symphony for sleep, where each player enters at just the right moment to create a harmonious whole. First, your morning has already laid the foundation with your vitamin B6 taken at breakfast. Its work is quietly unfolding in the background. As evening arrives, here is your sequence. With your dinner, or within an hour after, take your magnesium glycinate. A dose providing 200 to 300 milligrams of elemental magnesium is ideal. Taking it with food enhances absorption and allows it to begin its calming work on your nervous system as you digest, smoothing the transition from day to evening. Then, 60 minutes before your target bedtime, this is your cue to begin the environmental shift. Dim the overhead lights, switch off bright screens, and engage in a quiet, relaxing activity. This tells your brain, now subtly supported by the magnesium, that the active day is concluding. 30 minutes before bed, take your low-dose melatonin, that 0.5 to 1 milligram fast-dissolved tablet or liquid. This is the precise timing cue, the conductor's tap that aligns your internal orchestra. Finally, get into bed at your chosen time. This staggered, phased approach mirrors your body's own natural wind-down process, supporting it at each step rather than forcing a sudden change. I must emphasize a golden rule for your safety and success. Start one supplement at a time. Begin with just the magnesium for 3 to 5 nights. Notice how you feel. Then, if you wish, add the melatonin. This method allows you to observe your body's unique response and builds your confidence. Patience is your greatest ally here. You are not flipping a light switch. You are helping a delicate internal clock find its rhythm again, which takes a little time and consistency. The true power of this protocol lies in the synergy. Alone, each nutrient supports one piece of the puzzle. Together, they provide comprehensive, multi-layered support tailored to the specific sleep challenges we face after 60. Before you begin this or any new regimen, however, there is one essential conversation that is absolutely non-negotiable for your well-being. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with the most important mindset for this journey. What we have discussed is a method of support, not a miracle cure. This is about cooperating with your body's own innate wisdom, not overriding it with force. Please do not expect to take these nutrients on a Tuesday and experience perfect, uninterrupted sleep by Wednesday. If you do, that's wonderful, but for most, the path is gentler and more gradual. You are essentially retraining a complex biological system, your sleep rhythm that may have been growing faint or out of sync for many months, even years. Like strengthening a muscle that has grown weak, this requires consistent, gentle effort and a little time. Commit to a faithful 2-week trial. This gives your body the opportunity to absorb these nutrients, utilize them, and begin the subtle process of recalibration. Pay close attention to the small, early victories, because they are everything. The first sign of success might not be 8 solid hours. It might be simply noticing that you fell asleep 15 minutes faster than usual. It could be waking up only only once instead of 3 times, and finding it easier to drift back off. Perhaps you'll notice the quality of your sleep feels deeper, even if the duration hasn't yet changed. These are not minor details. They are significant, meaningful wins. Celebrate them. Each one is a clear signal that your body is responding, that the support is reaching the right places. Deep, restorative sleep is a non-negotiable pillar of vitality, especially in our later years. It directly fuels your daytime clarity, your mood stability, your physical resilience, and your memory. By understanding the quiet shifts that happen after 60 and choosing to address them with this targeted nutritional strategy, you are doing something profoundly wise and deeply caring for yourself. You are not passively accepting decline. You are actively engaging with your biology, giving it the specific tools it now needs to rebuild its natural capacity for rest. This is how you reclaim not just your sleep, but the energy, peace, and vitality that flow from it. You have the knowledge and a clear, safe plan. The next step, a more rested, vibrant you, begins with that first gentle, patient action tonight.